And we're going to continue this afternoon with the Sardis Lions and brand new head football coach, B.J. Brooks. Coach, some opening comments, maybe introduce these guys or let them introduce themselves, and we'll kick it off with the Sardis Lions here.
Awesome. First off, I just want to thank y'all for having us. Growing up from being around here, when I think of high school football, I think of you guys. I think of WQSB. I think of being in the car with my parents coming home, listening, hearing high school scores. I think of Mike Rada on the sideline. I think of John Holder in the pigskin preview. I think of all that stuff, and everything y'all do for these kids is awesome. I use y'all as motivation all the time. I say when we get in that bus ride on the way home and we cut that radio on, make sure that score that comes across the bottom of the ticker or the one you hear Mr. Allen say on WQSB, you make sure it's that score you want it to be. So we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all for every single thing you do for all of these guys, because that's what it's about. I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves. What's awesome about these guys up here is I didn't pick them. I let their team pick them. So this is who our guys wanted to represent them. So I'll start down here on this end, and I'll let Baby Thor introduce himself over here.
Blaze Gerhardt, senior.
Jose Ponce, senior.
Eli Morton, senior.
Alex Davis, senior.
Opening comments. Hey, it's been a long summer. We've been working. We've been grinding. These guys right here, they'll tell you 6 a.m.'s early. That's when we have morning workouts. We come in, we get a lift. It's probably different than anything they've ever done. It's really up-tempo. It's fast. It's probably a little more new age than they used to. We got music pumping. We got it going. I'm an energy guy. I like to bring it. I brought my monster in here. I promise you, I'm ready to go. Just trying to get the guys to understand what it takes to be really, really good and how much work it takes. We're trying to do everything we can as a coaching staff, as a community, and these guys too, to give them every opportunity to be successful. It's been a good summer. We've had a lot of new numbers come out. Last year there was 51 on the roster. Right now, 78. So that's a good problem to have. We had to spend a lot of money on new helmets and new shoulder pads, but that's a good problem to have. It's more kids for us to make an impact on. So that's what it's all about. But that's about how the summer's going.
I want you to comment on the helmet because it's different from anything I've seen Sardis wear before.
Yeah, so we're not really concerned with anybody else. So some people will tell you it looks like Boaz. I don't care. Some people will tell you it looks like Gunnersville. I don't care. I'm not worried about Boaz. I'm not worried about Gunnersville. I'm not worried about any of those teams. I'm worried about Sardis. And I want to do what's best for these kids because that's my job. And that's pretty much all it is. It's all about the kids, just creating excitement for them. And so new helmets, new stuff, new drip, that's what they like. So that's what we went with.
All right, guys, this question's for you guys. Tell me the difference that Coach Brooks has brought into the school, into the field house at Sardis High School.
Discipline. Waking up early is it's tough, but I mean, I've been at workouts about 19, 20 times already, and having to get yourself up and everybody else, like having the energy to even be there. Coach Brooks brings out like energy, and he tells us all the time that nobody cares if you're suffering. Nobody's going to be there when you're losing. So he's brought in discipline.
Like something else about discipline is we've always through the past 4 years I've been here, we've had we took care of the field house, but we just kind of just let everything be. And then we've all learned that that place is spotless now. There's not trash anywhere around the field or anything because every piece of trash, we have punishment for every little piece of trash laying around. So we've kind of just learned discipline and keep everything going. And we've never had any kind of music, nothing going on. It's kind of just been, everybody's just slow going and everything, but it's definitely fast paced. We're on a timer. And it's just a lot more kids are coming out for football because they can see a difference in everything.
Not only have we put in work off the in the weight room, but we put in work in the field, and not only has Coach Brooks pushed us in the weight room, but him and his wife have went above and beyond to make sure we have a good locker room and a nice. They fixed up the locker room for us. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the locker room. We just got a brand new locker room. It's unbelievable. Since 4 years I've been here, and when Coach Brooks walks in the weight room every morning with a monster in his hand, you know he's about to have some energy. So it's pretty good.
Coach, my question is to you. I interviewed you when you first took the job. You're a faith-based man. You talked a lot about that, the timing of this job. I know a lot of people wanted you a year ago to get this job, but the timing seemed like it was not right, but now it is. Can you talk about that, how you walk through faith and not by sight, and that now is the time for this?
Man, the Lord is awesome. He always is, no matter when I think I don't get my way, because I have full trust in Him and my faith that He's going to put me exactly where I need to be. If it was about me, I would mess it up, like I do daily. And I constantly have to remind myself that I'm exactly where the Lord wants me to be. And just trusting in Him. That sounds like such a hard word as, hey, trust. But if you open your Bible and you read and you have a relationship with God, then you'll know how much He loves you and how much you really can trust Him. And so I think really and truly just the maturation process of just being in the book, having people pour into me and trusting that. You can't go wrong. I mean, I'm on Team Jesus always, so.
Now, you players have seen him with a Monster Energy drink. I got a church with this guy, so when you see him at a Monster drink on Sunday morning, that's a different experience. But anyway, got two quick questions. You've been coached around the area, but your most recent experience, you have been at Hoover High School the last several years. Talk about how much of that experience you're bringing to Sardis, and is also kind of a off the beat question. What is the one thing that would make you blow your stack more than anything on the sidelines?
That would make me what?
Blow your top, just tick you off to no end. Have the Jesus table turn the tables over.
There could be several things, but for just answering the first question, I mean, there's not a lot of places like Hoover High School. Sure, I've been in a lot of places, worked for a lot of coaches, a lot of very successful coaches, but everywhere is unique you work. And it's all about what's doing best for these kids. Sure, there'll be things I took from Hoover, just like there's things I took from Gadsden City, that I took from Etowah, that I took from Oneonta, that I took from Cherokee County. It's all about doing what's best for these guys. And whatever I have to do to pull bits and pieces from there to help these guys be successful, that's what we'll do. As far as just making me mad, I mean, that's probably a question for my wife. She'll probably tell you everything makes me mad. But I don't know. It just depends. Sometimes it could be a small thing. Sometimes it could be something really big. Just kids not knowing what to do, because when they go out there, it's my job to make sure they're prepared, and I don't want them to look dumb. So.
Well, Coach, listen to the kids talk about the locker room and whatnot. Do you have that philosophy where you play how you dress? If you look good, you feel good, you're in the end going to play good.
Man, if you ask my high school football coach, he would say I was probably always easy to spot because I was a guy out there that probably had on a visor. I probably had on an arm sleeve. I probably had a little drip going on, and I care about how I look. I mean, I think everybody cares how they look to an extent. Some people just have different styles, and I don't necessarily see, how you look, how you play. This guy right here, he don't wear any wristbands, anything, but hey, I've seen him mauling kids. Now, Eli over here, or Alex, or Blaze, they got a little more to them, so they like to dress, have the sleeves, have the wristbands. That don't bother me. It's new age. It's what the kids like. I don't care as long as they're not embarrassing us and what they're wearing, or they're wearing team colors. I don't care what they look like as long as they play good and they do what they're supposed to do.
Well, Coach, I know when you come in, you have to start out, you have to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
You have to change the culture. Are you looking for these kids to be player-driven rather than coach driven, because, that's the most important thing. That's
sure.
what leads to victories.
For sure. That's what I tell people all the time. When you're being a leader, you can't be real high, you can't be real low. I tell them every day, I'm the thermostat. I'm coming in here and I'm setting the temperature. But obviously, trying to get these guys to understand that, and a lot of them have done great jobs of it. But the best government is self-government, where they say what I say. I don't have to say, hey, man, go in there and take that trash out. Go in there and do this, because these guys are making sure it happens. So, yeah, and the best players are always going to be player-driven. They're going to have something else inside of them that wants to push them to do that little bit of extra work.
Coach, when we talked when you first got the job, you talked about the four phases of Sardis football. Mm-hmm. And correct me if I'm wrong, it's first is being a good person, then a complete student, as an athlete, and then as a football player. How is that process going, and with the kids, the players buying into that, and how is that being developed so far?
It's going good. I talk to these guys all the time about being good people, doing the right thing, serving, having a servant mentality. So that part of being a good person is doing good. If they weren't being a good person, I promise you they would be hearing it from me straight up. And as far as me coaching them on the side or doing whatever I need to do to make sure they're doing that's really my job, is to make sure they're going to be the best people possible. Because no matter how many snaps any of these guys play the rest of their life, they're going to be a person the rest of their life. Tom Brady's the best quarterback, in my opinion, to ever play football. Well, he's done. So he's got the next 40, 50 years to be a person. So that's going great. It's kind of hard to say right now how much we're doing as academic-wise, because it's summer. So we'll see when that gets here going in the fall. We had one student in summer school. He passed it. So goal next year is have nobody in summer school. As far as athletics, it's going good. I'm the athletic director. I work out all males in the school system. So it's not just football guys in here. Blaze plays baseball. He plays basketball too. So track guy, not leaving out track. So we got multi-sport athletes. I'm always giving analogies in the weight room about football, about basketball, about baseball when it's tough. And then, football, we're trying to take care of that.
I want to wrap it up today with a question for the players. I think you
Awesome.
said earlier that the team elected these four guys.
For sure.
You didn't, the coaching staff, you didn't select them. They were selected by the team. I want you to tell me, each one of you, what that means to you to be selected by your teammates, to be here to represent not only your team in your school, but the entire Sardis community.
That means a lot to me, because when I first got to Sardis, I've been at Sardis my whole life, but growing up, I've always looked up to Office High School football, and I've always wanted to be in their shoes, to be able to help out the younger kids and be a leader. So I take it in a very good way that I got to be chosen as one, and it means a lot to me. I appreciate all my teammates and the coaches.
It means really, it's a really big deal to me, because, like Jose said, when I was younger, that's all, I was a ball boy. That's all I wanted to do was look up to the high school football players. And, to be chosen as one of these guys, it's just knowing that my team looks up to me, and I got to set a good, hold everybody accountable on the team and know that everybody's looking up to me, and I can't just do anything stupid. But, it's just a big deal that, they're just picked me to be one of the leaders.
It means a lot. Not only do I represent myself in the community, but I represent these guys and the other guys, try to keep the energy up and push people, because not everybody has a good day. So I try to make sure I'm there to be the motivator.
It means a lot, because a ton of bad stuff happens on Friday nights. So knowing they can look up to us and be like, hey, what do we need to do? What's going on? They can look up to us for and be like, all right, we're good, we're chill. It just means a lot that they can look up to us and the community too.
Coach, we appreciate you being here. Thanks, guys, for being here with us today. Good luck to the Sardis Lions in 2023.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.